The Canadian government is currently made up of a group of devilish betrayers, and I'm going to prove it to you. 75% of Canadians say enough immigration. We've allowed 8 million people into a country of just 32 million in the past decade alone. Unprecedented growth rates. It has crushed our economy. 5 and 6 arriving are considered low-skill workers. GDP per capita Canada ranks 50th out of 50 of countries recently measured. 75%, 3 and 4. You will not find a more overwhelming consensus say enough immigration. The Canadian middle and lower classes are disappearing. Cost of living is getting higher and higher every day. The average Canadian only makes 60% of what the average American makes. The government of Canada just announced that we are going to allow another million immigrants into the country in 2025. This despite the fact that 75% of Canadians say no. This just goes to show democracy in Canada is a total sham. Mark Carney and the Liberals are absolute traitors. Just announced another million between permanents and part-time residents. This is ridiculous. This is treason on a level I have not seen. The Canadian people have spoken definitively and loudly. They do not want more immigration. They want net negative migration. Yet the Liberals continue to insist on allowing hundreds of thousands of people in the quarter. They hate you. If you are a Canadian citizen, get this through your head. Your government hates you. They absolutely despise you. They think you're a pleb, and they think you'll just sit down and shut up about it. That's exactly what's going on right now. Meanwhile, what's our government focusing on? At the same time that they're allowing it, they just announced they'd let 1 million people in. What's our government focusing on? They're focusing on fining Canadians $25,000 a person for going into the forest. I kid you not. Nova Scotia right now, they just announced $25,000 fine per person for going in a walk in the woods during the summer. Saw one guy pick up a $28,000 fine in total for going a walk in the woods yesterday. This is what our government decides to focus on. They're also focusing on passing Bill C-64. Read the fine print of this bill. What it allows the government to do is retroactively back to the year 2000. If it's deemed in the national security interest, they can access any Canadian's data from anywhere. So any emails you've sent, any software you've sent, any communications you've had online, the government of Canada through Bill C-64 will now be able to access it in the name of national security. This is authoritarian overreach we haven't seen since the Patriot Act in the States. This is actually worse than the Patriot Act in the States. So they're saying yes to 1 million more immigrants. They're saying no to Canadians being allowed to go and walk in woods. They're saying yes to being able to access all your data. And they're saying no through Bill C-63 to Canadians being able to exercise their right to free speech. Bill C-63, which is now in committee, allows the government to put people under house arrest and an ankle bracelet if they believe that they are likely to commit hate speech in the future. I kid you not. This allows them to punish Canadians not for anything that they've already done, but if they believe they are likely to say something hateful in the future. I kid you not. This is Orwell on steroids. Bill C-63, they couch it in terms of trying to protect children, but it's an absolute joke. What it is a restriction on free speech. They're trying to make it in Canada. You don't think they know the polling? Mark Carney is an evil man, but he's also not stupid. He sees the polling that 75% of Canadians say no to immigration. He is going to force you to shut up. He's not going to allow you to say, all of a sudden, if you say anything with immigration, they're going to say, oh, you're hateful. You have to go under house arrest. You have to go wear an ankle bracelet. You're banned from social media. I've already had 2 accounts banned. Meanwhile, nothing coming out of my mouth is nearly as vile as you see the crazy protests every day in our streets coming out of loudspeakers. It's true insanity. Bill C-63 also allows the government to throw people in prison for life for so-called incitement to genocide, as well as lengthy prison sentences redefining so-called hate speech to foment vilification and detestation. Our government actively hates us. They are ignoring the issues, welcoming millions of immigrants more in which Canadians clearly do not want. Meanwhile, what are they focusing on? They're focusing on being able to access all of our data since the year 2000, on shutting us the hell up, not allowing us to speak our minds, and forcing through woke policies. Canadians, we need to wake up. Our government actively hates us, and they're working against us. They want to turn Canada into a communist shithole where Mark Carney and his friends can get rich off insane ESG policies. Well, the rest of us suffer. We've tried socialism a million times. It does not goddamn work. It's time Canadians stand up. If you're interested in supporting my work, like, subscribe, hit the link in my bio, donate, grab some gear. I'm going to be setting up rallies in September because we as Canadians need to hit the streets and make our voices heard Mark Carney and his tyrannical group of extremist liberals are not going to ruin this once great country.